discuss the convergence of the given series. Now let us see whether it is convergent or divergent. Now here we want the general term un. See, here we have x power of 1, we have x power 1, x power 2, x power 3. So 1, 2, 3 are the powers of x, are all in arithmetic progression. Its general term will be a n equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. A value is 1, n minus 1 as it is. Common difference d is 2 minus 1 will be 1. So we have 1 plus n minus 1, that is n. So we have x power of n is the general term. Now in denominator we have first term 1, 2, 3. Again 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 are in AP. So this will become AP means the general term for first is n. Next we have 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 are also in arithmetic progression. So general term an will be 2 plus n minus 1 into d is 1. So we'll get n plus 1. So we get n plus 1 as the general term for second series. So we got x power of n into n plus 1. Now we want the ratio of un by un plus 1. So we require un plus 1. Put n plus 1 everywhere. So we'll get x power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 into n plus 1 plus 1 will be n plus 2. Now take the ratio of this un upon un plus 1 will be written as un by 1 into 1 by un plus 1. So this can be written as un means x power of n upon n into n plus 1. Now we want reciprocal of un plus 1 will be n plus 1 into n plus 2 upon x power of n plus 1 can be written as x power of 1. Bases are same, then power should be added. So here this term will get cancelled. We have this n. Take n common. Now take this n common. In denominator also we have this n. Now take n common here. So in numerator we are left with 1 plus 1 by n plus 1 plus 2 by n upon 1 plus 1 by n into we have 1 by x. Now this n will get cancelled. Now apply the limits on both sides. Now apply limits on both sides. Here we have limit n tends to infinite is equals to n tends to infinite. When n is tending towards infinite, 1 by n will become 0. So 1 plus 0 will be 1. Next we have 1 plus 0 upon 1 plus 0 into 1 by x. So we get 1 by x. Now we got the limit. Now by this statement of D'Alembert's ratio test, the given series is convergent. Sigma un is convergent when this limit, if this 1 by x is greater than 1, that implies its reciprocal x will be less than 1. Greater will become less if we take reciprocal. Next we have sigma un is divergent if 1 by x is less than 1, that implies x greater than 1. Now see, we have test failure. Test fails when this ratio or limit is equal to 1. So that will implies x is 1. Now for x equal to 1, we see the value of un. Un will become n into un is equals to 1 by n into n plus 1. Now take n common, we have n into, let us take here 1 by 1 plus 1 by n. Now taking this n square as Vn, let this 1 by n square as Vn. So we get Un is equals to Vn into 1 by 1 plus 1 by n. Now divide by Vn. Divide by Vn and apply the limits. Now this will become Un by Vn. Apply the limits on both sides. Limit n tends to infinite, Un upon Vn. Value is limit n tends to infinite. So this will become 1 by 1 plus 0, that will be 1. A finite number in comparison test. Finite non-zero number. So as sigma Vn value is sigma Vn value is 1 by n square is a p series. Is a p series with p value 2 that is greater than 1, since sigma Vn is converges or convergent. That implies sigma Un also converges, since comparison test says that both converges or diverges simultaneously. So we modify this statement as here with this, hence we can say that given series is convergent if this x value is less than 1 with equal sign also, since we have seen by comparison test. Divergent if x is greater than 1. Examine the convergence or divergence of this series. Now let us see the solution for this question. Now ignore this first term. Ignore the first term. Then we have x square by 3 point, that is 3 into 5 plus x cube by 7 into 9 plus and so on up to infinite x greater than 0. Now see the powers of this x. We have 2, 3 and so on. All these are in arithmetic progression. Its general term will be an, that is a plus n minus 1 into d. So a is the first term, that is 2, n minus 1, common difference is 1 here. So we have 2 plus n minus 1. We have n, 2 minus 1 will be plus 1. So the general term of this series is Un, that is x power of n plus 1. Now in denominator we have first term 3, first term is 3, 7 like this. So we have 3, 7 and so on. Those terms are also in arithmetic progression. Its general term will be 3 plus n minus 1 into common difference is 7 minus 3 will be 4. So we have 3 plus 4n minus 4, that will be 4n minus 1. So this will become 4n minus 1. Now next we have 5, 9 and so on. Or also in arithmetic progression. So its general term will be 5 plus or minus n minus 1 into common difference we have 9 minus 5 will be 4. So we have 4n. Next 5 minus 4 will be 1. So we got 4n plus 1 of the general term. Now if I put n equal to 1 here, if I put n equal to 1 in this un, then I'll get x power of 1 plus 1 will be 2. 4 into 1 is 3, so 4 into 1 will be 5, so I'm getting first term. Now if I put n equal to 2, then I'll get x power of 3 upon 4 to the 8, 8 minus 1 will be 7. Next 4 to the 8 plus 1 9. So I'm getting all terms correctly. So my general term is correct. Now I got the general term. Now in this D'Alembert's ratio test, I want un plus 1. So the un plus 1 will be x power of n plus 1 plus 1 divided by 4 into n plus 1 minus 1 into 4 into n plus 1 plus 1. This will become x power of n plus 2 upon 4 into n will be 4n plus 4 minus 1 will be 3. Next we have 4n plus 4 plus 1 5. Now in this given question we have ignored the first term, because if we take the first term we cannot get the general term. You try for the general term, by taking the first term you won't get the common general terms. They do not form any arithmetic progression like that. So that's why we are ignoring the first term. You start with doing with first term also. If you won't get proper general term, then leave the first term, then start doing from the second term. So we got this term. Now we want the ratio of this un by un plus 1. Now the ratio of un upon un plus 1 can be written as un into 1 by un plus 1. So un value we have x power of n plus 1 upon 4n minus 1 into 4n plus 1. Now 1 by un plus 1 means reciprocal of this term. Reciprocal will be 4n plus 3 into 4n plus 5 upon we have x power of n plus 2. Now this can be written as now this x power of n can be written as x power of n into x power of 1 into x power of 2. Now this x power of n will get cancelled. Now we have this 4n plus 3. Take n common here. We have n. Next take n common from this 4n plus 5. One more n will be there. Next in denominator take n common. We have n into take n common. We have n. Now the left out terms are 4 plus 3 by n, 4 plus 5 by n upon 4 minus 1 by n. Next we have 4 plus 1 by n into 1 by x square. Now this n's will get cancelled. Now apply the limits on both sides. Apply limits n tends to infinite un upon un plus 1. So here I'll get limit n tends to infinite. We have this terms. Right? All this term with 1 by x square also. Now if I put n equal to infinite, 1 by n will be 0. So I am getting 4 into 4 upon 4 into 4 into 1 by x square. So the value of this will be 1 by x square. Right? Now we got this limit n tends to un by un plus value L, that is 1 by x square. See here, the series will be convergent if this ratio or limit is greater than 1. So from now we say sigma un is convergent. The series will be convergent if this 1 by x square is greater than 1, that is taking reciprocal, means x square will be less than 1. For reciprocal, greater will become less. Similarly, sigma un is divergent if this 1 by x square is less than 1, taking reciprocal we'll get x square greater than 1. Now see, test fails. This test will fail when 1 by x square value is 1, that is x square value is 1. Now we extend this test failure, put this x square equal to 1 in this un, then this will become, we have x square value 1, means x value 1, positive value of x is 1, so this un will become, now un will become 1 by 4n minus 1 into 4n plus 1, right? Take n common from this and n common, this will become n into n. We have 4 minus 1 by n into 4 plus 1 by n. This will become 1 by n square into 1 by 4 minus 1 by n into 4 plus 1 by n. This is the value of un. Now take this 1 by n square as vn by comparison test. So we have un is equals to vn. Now copy this term. Now divide by this term. Now divide both side by vn. We have this. Now apply the limits on both sides. Limit n tends to infinite un upon vn. This will be limit n tends to infinite. So if n tends to infinite, 1 by n tend to 0. So we have 4 minus 0, 4. 4 plus 0 will be 4. So we are getting 1 by 16, a finite number. Finite number means this sigma vn value is sigma 1 by n square is a p series. P series with p value 2 greater than 1. That means this sigma vn is convergent. That will imply sigma un also convergent by comparison test. Comparison test says that if one converges, the other automatically converges. Now the given series sigma un is convergent for x equal to 1, that is for x square equal to 1. So from this we say that this will now become sigma un is convergent if x square less than 1 simultaneously less than or equal to 1, and sigma un is divergent if x square is greater than 1. So by test failure we see that convergence can include x square greater than 1 also. Test for convergence of the series sigma n factorial whole square by n plus 1 factorial x power of n for x greater than 0. Now the general term un is n factorial square upon n plus 1 whole factorial into x power of n. Now we want un plus 1. Replace n by n plus 1 everywhere. We have n plus 1 factorial whole square upon n plus 1 plus 1, that will become n plus 2 whole square into x power of n plus 1. Now this n plus 1 factorial can be written as n plus 1 factorial whole square by n plus 2 can be written as n plus 2 factorial can be written as n plus 2 into n plus 1 into n factorial. Similarly, in numerator also we can write down this n plus 1 factorial as n plus 1 factorial into n plus 1 factorial, right? Now we want the ratio of these two. The ratio of these two will be, here we have x power of n plus 1 also. Ratio of un upon un plus 1 will be un into 1 by un plus 1. So this will become n factorial square by n plus 1 factorial x power of n into n plus 2. 1 by un plus 1 will be reciprocal. So n plus 1 into n factorial upon, we have n plus 1 factorial into n plus 1 factorial x power of n into x power of 1. Now splitting this x power of n plus 1 as this. Now here we can cancel this x power of n, x power of n. Next we have n factorial. This can be written as n factorial into n factorial. Now in denominator we have n plus 1 factorial, that can be written as n plus 1 into n factorial. Here we have into n plus 2, n plus 1 into n factorial upon this n plus 1 factorial can be written as n plus 1 into n factorial, n plus 1 into n factorial into 1 by x. Now this will get cancelled. N factorial, this n factorial, this n factorial, n plus 1, n plus 1. Now we have left with this n factorial, and n factorial will get cancelled. We are left with this n plus 2 divided by n plus 1 into n plus 1, n plus 1 into n plus 1 into 1 by x, right? If I take n common from numerator, we have 1 plus 2 by n. In denominator, if I take n common from first term, we have this 1 plus 1 by n. Next, if I take n common from second term, we have n into 1 plus 1 by n into 1 by x. Now this n will get cancelled. Now this can be written as 1 by n, this one 1 by n into 1 plus 2 by n plus 1 plus 1 by n whole square into 1 by x. Now if I apply the limits on both sides, limit n tends to infinite, limit n tends to infinite, we have un upon un plus 1 will become limit n tends to infinite, this complete term, this one. Now if I put this value n tends to infinite means 1 by n will tend to 0. So if I apply this limit here, this will become 0 into something will complete will become 0. So the value of this limit is getting 0. 0 is less than 1, correct? So when L value is less than 1, we see that this B bit un is divergent. So the conclusion is sigma given series is divergent.